Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a debate, um, which is basically, should employers look at their potential employees' social media before hiring? So Ellie and I are saying they shouldn't. Emily is saying that they should, and Grace is on the fence. So we'll get the debate started. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Should they check or should they not check, and why? Right, let's get straight into it. I think employers shouldn't, because it's basically being biased. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because with your experience, like if you're looking for a job, you've got the experience, or you might not, but you want to look for experience, you want to get that job, and your social media life is not connected to your work life.
I agree completely. What you post on social media doesn't correlate to your ability in the workplace. I've obviously had my 2 previous jobs, and each of those, they haven't used my social media as a form of hiring, I guess. I just feel like it's an invasion of privacy, you know, like you post things of like your friends and your family on there. It's meant for you to look back on for memories and stuff. It's not meant for someone to judge your likes and dislikes and use that against you on whether they want to hire you or not. Yeah,
I agree. I don't think they should be biased, but I don't think that's the reason why employers are checking people's social media. I think it's a way of just checking who this person is. So I think it's just a good way of checking to know who this person is. Like, what sort of messages are they sending out? Are they being very controversial? Are they being harmful in the words they put out? And does it align with the company's values? For all we know, they could be saying something very sexist or homophobic, or there might be racist messages or something. And I think it's very important that these sort of stuff are screened. But at the same time, saying that, I think it's very important that employers don't just base it on that. So if there are any homophobic, sexist, racist, any sort of messages that aren't right, that people should not be sending, then I don't think they should be hired. But if you're looking at other stuff, then I don't think employers are solely just basing it on that. I think the main reason is just to make sure that whoever they hire is going to be someone that fits with their company's values and isn't going to cause any offense or any issues.
I guess it could go both ways though. Like if they're just looking at it like that, they themselves could be homophobic or sexist and choose not to hire someone based on the content that they post.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Could go both ways and prevent
Could go
someone
both
from having
ways,
a job because they're different.
But I think if you are gonna do something like this, I think this is something that you should maybe have a private account for, right? Isn't it that you should have maybe like 2 accounts? One should be private and one should be something that you don't mind anyone seeing. I think that makes more sense. And I think you should just be really careful with what you post, because you never know who's going to see it. It might not even be an employer, it could be someone else.
I think most people are quite careful with what they post nowadays anyways, because we've changed a lot as a society and people are quite conscious of just posting online now. So chances are majority of the people that they're hiring they're just going to be pictures of families and friends that they just want there to show family and friends, you know.
Yeah, and I don't think, I'm not going to generalize it, because I'm sure there are going to be some employers that are going to be horrible and are going to look for stuff that they really shouldn't be focusing on, but I don't think a lot of them will be focusing on pictures which have got nothing to do with the person. It's just showing that they're having a good time with family or friends or something. But saying that, like, I think social media is not just a negative thing for like homophobic, sexist, racist messages, but I think you can also find out a lot of other stuff about a person. like good stuff. So perhaps they volunteer. So it shines them on a positive light, and it just shows what they do in the community as well. And I think that's something that employers would also like to pick up on as well. See that their future or potential employee is someone who spends time helping other people, or I don't know what else they could do. Just that's positive.
Yeah, I feel like it has both its positive and negative. But there's also the, like, if you're going to hire that person, you have the interviews and stuff before that to ask those types of questions. Like, just looking at social media isn't a perfect reflection of who the person actually is. Like, the stuff that people post could be lies, or just stuff that they think other people want to see. It's not actually a reflection of who they are personally.
Yeah, true. But I think it also just depends on the job as well. So if the job is actually to do something to with social media, I think it makes sense, to look at that person's social media. So I guess it also depends on the job. Perhaps there are just some jobs it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. No, I get that. Like, if, I don't know, they're becoming a marketer for like Instagram or something, and they're becoming a social influencer and stuff like that, obviously they're going to look at their accounts and see what they're posting and what not to post and stuff like that. But if like you're working at a store or something, they're not going to get much from your Instagram and stuff. So it just seems like effort to do all of that and then not actually get anything from it.
And this is something I got from Security Watchdog, and I sort of agree. It's sort of social media checking is now sort of like become part of the pre-employment screening. So you know how they do like checks, background checks on, well, it depends on the job, but most jobs will do it. So I think it's just become sort of like a standard part of it. And the second part was that employees should notify candidates before viewing their social media accounts, and consent should be obtained in a clear and easy to understand manner, which I think is also very important. So I think as long as that is done, as long as they've got some sort of consent and it's been written or something, I think it's fine. I think employees should not be looking at other people's social media without at least some sort of acknowledgement, because it just seems sort of unfair, because it's like you said, it's going against someone's privacy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an invasion of privacy if they don't have consent. So I guess if they've like asked the person and if it's like okay on both sides, then it's fine. But at the same time, if they're able to look at their employees, I feel like employees should be able to look at their employers as well. Like it should go both ways. It shouldn't just be one assessing the other and deciding whether or not they want them on that job. You should be able to also assess like your future manager and whether you want them to be your manager,
Yeah.
There's both ways.
Mm-hmm. That's all of my points. I feel like me and Ellie have literally just
did we come to the middle there?
Yeah, I think we did.
We solved it, guys. There we go. Our solution.
Anybody else got any points? Grace, you haven't said a thing.
All right. Brush it there. I do agree on both your points. Family, I do kind of think it's good to learn about an employer's background, because you want to see like what other jobs they've been through. If they said something in the interview and lied about it, you want to know what kind of real person they are. I don't think judge them from their personal account to their professional, because they're both separate things. Say like if I was to interview for a manager and then someone saw me taking a photo of me at a party on my personal account, I wouldn't want them to judge and say like, oh, she's a wild animal or something. I wouldn't want them to think I do like to party, but I'm still an organized person. I wouldn't want them to like overview that. And but I do think, because I remember someone telling me about someone asked a man to be a security guard, but when they checked on his background through his personal or professional account, they found out he did something bad in the past. And if they didn't check, they would let him take the job. And I would think it's best to know what kind of person you're actually taking in, personally and professionally. But I do agree on both your terms. I'm in the middle here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm on the fence.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be solely just based on social media. That should never be the case. It should definitely be a mix between what's said at the interview, a mix between what they've done in their past, their CV, a mix between like their background check, and then also social media as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. I feel like we're all quite on the fence, and it just needed to
Yeah,
be
basically.
discussed.
So there we go.
Is that it?
That is it.
That was
So
like
let's
10
say half an
minutes.
That was
hour.
less than, I'm pretty sure that was less than 30 seconds.
Thanks, guys, for watching our debate. Make sure to check out our other debates and reaction videos and pranks and all the stuff that we have on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and see you guys soon for the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.